Russia ordered the exclusion zone to be cleared. Nearby Chernobyl is Kiev, Ukraine's capital city. As a result, the exclusion zone is strategically important because it borders Russia's ally, Belarus. We had arrived in the area to find out why Ukraine had been boosting its military presence in the area. Our tour guide's name was Svetlana. She said that the radiation was buried under the surface and was getting deeper into the earth with each passing year. Where reactor pieces fell following the explosion 36 years ago, it is more stronger in certain locations. Onwards and upwards through the forests and into the heart of the city. It's one of the oddest locations I've ever been. The spooky emptiness. Still as silent as a tomb. Many of the things you may see are untouched. It's as if it's frozen in place, unmoving. There are murals of Soviet leaders that seem as though they were placed there just a few days ago in the interiors of buildings. Bumper vehicles are strewn over the town's amusement park, abandoned since they were last utilized. This once bustling city of 50,000 people has been reduced to a sleepy ghost town, and the residents are both comforted and perplexed by the sudden disappearance. Chernobyl was a shining light among the Soviet Union's nuclear power plants, and the inhabitants of the region were well rewarded. When the reactor went off, things were fine. It appears as though Pripyat is trapped in an era when Russia was in charge. Hammers and sickles in various states of disrepair may be seen all over the place. Vladimir Putin has a fondness for this period in Russian history. Moscow gave the order to decontaminate the vast exclusion zone around Chernobyl. There are now worries that new instructions from Moscow would send in Russian forces to reclaim it as they make their way to Kiev. To get to Ukraine's capital city, an invading force would have to follow the shortest path possible. The Belarusian border is just a few kilometers away. Hundreds of thousands of Russian troops have been moving about in the country's south. They would travel through a region that was once the most hazardous in the world if they decided to sweep south into Kiev. If you'd want, you may now go as close as 300 meters to the massive concrete and metal containment structure erected over the destroyed reactor detector Red 1.0, which is more than the recommended safety limit of 0.3, but it was safe for a short time, our guide assured us. Our guide's radiation detector Red 1.0, which is more than the recommended safety limit of 0.3, but it was safe for a short time, our guide assured us. Ukrainian border guards have been sent to the exclusion zone in greater numbers in recent months as a result of the increased Russian threat. The Border Patrol hopes to observe Russians approaching so that it can send in reinforcements if necessary. If the Russians can get past Chernobyl, they'll find farms and forests all the way to Kiev. The Ukrainian capital is just a short tank ride away. It is necessary to do a radiation sweep in order to exit the exclusion zone. A long rod was used to scan the undercarriage of our car. We were taken to a cabin and a sci-fi themed machine. Our patience was finally rewarded when it gave the all clear in its metal confines. Our neck parts with radiation data were submitted. No one had been too irritated by the situation. Then it's on to the Stalkers Hotel, which is located just outside of the restricted area. For a short period of time, stalkers infiltrate an area with the intention of remaining there. Stalkers and others they travel among later were put in grave risk because of the appeal, according to our guide. They don't take up any radiation, and everything they do, they transmit to the outside world undetected. Rather from being a spooky, off-limits site, Chernobyl is becoming a popular destination for visitors, journalists, and stalkers alike. When the virus and the conflict with Russia are past, Ukrainians believe this may continue.